Hi, friends. Okay, for morning journal, I want you to vote for what our new read aloud should be. You're going to rate me two sentences, just two sentences, not a whole paragraph. But if you want to write more than two, of course you can. You're going to tell me which book you're voting for. So I am voting for, or my vote is for, and spell the title. I'll put them there in the document for you to help you out. And spell the title correctly because you just have to copy. And then just give me one sentence why, or if you want to include a question, but one sentence why. So I have one, two, three, four, five, six. I have seven choices, which is a lot. We might have to have like a vote off afterwards. The first book is by Roald Dahl. It is the same author as the BFG. I'll read you the blurb. It's called The Magic Finger. What happens when the hunter becomes the hunted? To the Gregg family, hunting is just plain fun. To the girl who lives next door, it's just plain horrible. She tries to be polite, she tries to talk them out of it, but the Greggs only laugh at her. Then one day the Greggs go too far, and the little girl turns her magic finger on them. When she's very, very angry, the little girl's magic finger takes over. She really can't control it, and now it's turned the Greggs into birds. Before they know it, the Greggs are living in a nest, and that's just the beginning of their problems. I'm sorry for all the dings, guys. Those are emails in Google Classroom. This is what it's like when you have a classroom in your kitchen. Okay. Uh, next book is by an author named Ralph Fletcher. How funny, called Fig Pudding. And it says, being the oldest is special. Mom is forever saying. But when you balance out the advantages with having to act like Mr. Almost Perfect and all the rest, take it from me, being the oldest is not all it's cracked up to be. Clifford, which is a boy, Clifford Allen Abernathy III, call him Cliff, is the oldest of six kids in a family that does everything: fighting, laughing, playing, telling stories, and celebrating the holidays in a big, often outlandish, and sometimes poignant way. There's the picture of the back. Oh, you knew Cliff was a boy. There's a picture there. Okay. A lot of you have read this one, but I like to do read alouds in the beginning of the year, even though it's not the beginning of the year, that are in a series, because I like to get you guys excited about book series that I have in the Literacy Center and the Literacy Center back at Mill Lake. So if some of you haven't heard it yet or want to hear me read it, The Adventures of Captain Underpants, the first epic novel by Dave Pilkey. George, boy, it's busy on Google Classroom right now. George and Harold have created the greatest superhero in the history of their elementary school, and now they're going to bring him to life. Meet Captain Underpants. His true identity is so secret, even he doesn't know who he is. Next one is also a book in a series. This is the first book in the series. Judy Moody by Megan McDonald. This one is called Judy Moody is in a Mood. And there is no blurb on the back. There is just reviews and such, awards it's won. The Judy Moody series has been published in more than 20 countries and languages for a grand total of more than 10 million books in print worldwide. If you haven't met Judy Moody yet, open up a book anywhere, anytime, and get ready for your best mood ever. I do like Judy Moody. She's a good one. And I have a lot of these in the classroom. Another book series. This is the first one, Ivy and Bean. Have you guys ever read Ivy and Bean? I will tell you, Nicholas used to love these. He probably wouldn't admit it now because there's girls in it. But he used to love these. Meet Ivy and Bean, two friends who never meant to like each other. The moment they saw each other, Bean and Ivy knew they would never be friends. But when Bean plays a trick on her sister and has to hide, quick, Ivy comes to the rescue with her wand, some face paint, and a bucket of worms. Will they end up in trouble? Maybe. Will they have fun? Of course. And I will tell you, back when Nicholas was into these, a lot of them were on CD at the library. And when we were having long car rides, Nicholas would love to get the book, follow along, and listen to it on CD. Unfortunately, the library is closed right now, but something to think about for the future. Another book, the first of a series. This is by J.C. Greenberg. I actually met J.C. Greenberg years and years ago, and this is called Andrew Lost. And I think Neva and Meha were reading these back in March when we were back in school. Andrew Double can invent almost anything. With the help of his super smart pocket robot Thud, and I do a voice for Thud, Andrew built an amazing shrinking machine. When it accidentally shrinks, Thud, Andrew, and his cousin Judy, I'm sorry, when it accidentally shrinks Thud, Andrew, and his cousin Judy down to specks. So they're like, it's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. They're little. They find themselves outside a cave of sticky goo. Around the cave is a forest of fur full of blood-sucking monsters. Where are they? They're on the nose of the neighbor's dog, and they've only got 8 hours to get back to normal size. Can they do it? Or will they be lost? Will they be lost on the dog for good? And here is the microscopic picture of them on the dog's nose. And last choice, also a book from a series. The author is Paula Danziger. Um, Amber Brown is not a crayon. Amber Brown and Justin Daniels are best friends. They sit next to each other in school. They help each other with fractions and spelling, and they always stick up for one another. But when Justin finds out that he is moving away, everything begins to change. So, except for the first two, the Roald Dahl and the Ralph Fletcher, the others that I took from school are all books in a series. I never imagined that we'd be voting for the next Read Aloud through Google Classroom, but here we are. Also, a note about Read Aloud. I know some of you are listening. I know some of you are loving it. You are enjoying, you are commenting. We are talking about it. We're talking about watching the movie this weekend on Disney Plus. I also know that some of you are not watching Read Aloud. I know that Read Aloud is not your favorite thing, even though we're back at school, but I can see how many views there are on my videos. And sometimes there are, you know who you are, there are people who are not listening to them. They are not long, less than 10 minutes, but Read Aloud is an important part of all the things that go along with a story, the listening part and the connecting part, and every once in a while a comment that I make that draws back to something else that we've read. So it does hurt my feelings when I see that you are not listening, which means you are not doing your work. This is not work that takes any typing, any thinking. It's literally click play and listen to me read just like at school. So if you are one of the people who got off track with the BFG, I'm asking you to get back on track with a new book for next week. You should be listening to Read Aloud. It is important. I am not reading and recording and uploading. YouTube can be such a pain sometimes. And uploading because I want to be a YouTube sensation. I don't think that's going to happen. I am doing it because I'm trying to help you learn and help you be a better student and try to keep things as much like what it is like in room 303 as possible. So if you are one of those people who got off track, please get back on track. I don't want to have to give you assignments to go along with Read Aloud to make sure that you're actually listening to the Read Aloud. That would stink. I don't want to give you any more assignments than I'm already giving you because I don't want to give you too much anyway. Okay. All right. My little loves, I miss you like crazy. 2 sentences, please. In the first sentence, it's basically stating your opinion, telling me the book that you'd like to vote for. And in the second sentence, just give me one reason. We're not making a whole big paragraph unless you would like to do some extra work. Okay, my loves, happy Friday. Have a wonderful weekend.